The river was the only thing in the village that never failed. Every morning, before the sun rose, Kola and Sadiq pushed their small wooden canoe into the water, their hands calloused, their stomachs empty, but their spirits strong. They were both orphans of poverty, raised by struggle, bonded by hunger and hope. Someday, Kola said one morning as they pulled in their thin catch, "We will leave this place and become great men." Sadiq smiled. "We will live together." That night, sitting by the river with the moon reflecting on the water, they swore an oath with cut palms and mixed blood. "Money will never come between us," Sadiq said. "Never," Kola repeated. The very next day, a black luxury vehicle rode into the village, raising dust and fear. A strange, well-dressed man stepped out and quietly asked the elders one question. "Who here knows the forest best?" The stranger did not speak to the elders for long. Instead, his eyes searched for young, desperate men. That evening, he found Kola alone by the river. "I hear you know the forest paths," the man said calmly. Kola hesitated. "Everyone knows the forest." The man smiled and opened a small bag of cash. Kola's breath caught. He had never seen so much money in his life. "Tell me the hidden places," the man said. "You will never fish again." Kola's heart thundered. That money could change everything. Yet Sadiq's voice echoed in his head, "Money will never come between us." That night, Kola returned home with shaking hands. When Sadiq asked where he had been, Kola forced a smile. "Nowhere," he lied. But under the cover of darkness, Kola returned and met the stranger again. Deep in the forest, under dim lantern light, Kola spoke. "There are strange markings on the old sacred trees," he said slowly. "Sadiq once showed me." The stranger's eyes glittered like a predator's. He counted out thick bundles of cash and placed them in Kola's hands. The moment the money touched his skin, something inside Kola cracked. The next morning, Kola arrived at the river in new sandals, with full food in his bag. Sadiq stared in confusion. "Kola, where did you get money for this?" Kola avoided his eyes. "Luck." That night, the stranger returned with a colder voice. "Next," he said, "I need Sadiq's hunting route." Kola froze. For days, Kola followed Sadiq like a shadow, watching where he hunted, where he trapped animals, where he rested. Each detail he sold for cash. One afternoon, armed illegal miners stormed the forest exactly along Sadiq's route. By evening, the forest shook with machines and fires. The villagers panicked. The authorities arrived. Someone had to be blamed. And the miners were found in Sadiq's territory, an officer said loudly. Sadiq was seized as he returned from hunting. "I am innocent," he shouted, searching for Kola in the crowd. Their eyes met. Kola looked away as chains were clasped on Sadiq's hands. Weeks passed. Sadiq vanished into prison. Kola, however, rose like a king. He built a fine house. The village now bowed when he passed. But every night, his sleep was broken by Sadiq's voice calling his name. One stormy night, Kola's door creaked open. "Kola," a whisper called. Sadiq stood there, thin, bruised, but alive. "I escaped," he said. "I only came to ask why you let them take me." Kola shook violently. "You are imagining things. Leave." Sadiq stared at him with broken eyes and disappeared into the rain. That same night, armed men stormed the hut where Sadiq hid. By morning, it was burned. And there was blood on the ground. The village believed Sadiq was dead. Kola's wealth multiplied, but so did his suffering. His businesses failed. His body grew sick. His peace vanished completely. Every night, he dreamed of Sadiq standing by the river, blood dripping from his hands. One day, a dusty traveler arrived and whispered to the villagers. "The man you think is dead is alive. And he is exposing a powerful illegal gold network." Kola's stomach dropped. That night, police vehicles surrounded Kola's mansion. He was arrested. As he was dragged into the vehicle, he saw a familiar face watching from a distance. Sadiq. Alive. In prison, Kola learned the full truth. The stranger was a major illegal gold lord who had used Kola as a disposable insider. Every transaction traced back to Kola. His name became poison in the village. During the investigation, Sadiq testified secretly. The friend Kola had tried to destroy was now the key witness against the entire criminal empire. One evening in the holding cell, a guard whispered to Kola, "Your trial begins tomorrow. Your childhood friend will testify openly." Kola collapsed to his knees. In court, one criminal after another fell. Names were exposed. Maps were revealed. Money trails were traced. Then Sadiq entered the courtroom. The room went silent. Kola could not lift his head. Sadiq's voice was calm, steady, and deadly with truth. The gold was in sacred land. I protected the secret to protect the village. Gasps filled the court. He turned and pointed. But he sold it. All eyes turned to Kola. The judge demanded final evidence. And Sadiq produced it. Signed payments. Voice recordings. Maps drawn by Kola's hand. The room exploded with murmurs. The judge raised the gavel. Final sentencing will be tomorrow. That night in the prison, Kola cried like a child for the first time in years. In court the next day, Sadiq revealed the deepest truth of all. "I always planned for Kola to be my partner," he said. "I was negotiating legal mining rights. If he had waited, we would both be rich today." Kola's whole world shattered. The judge ruled. "Kola, for conspiracy, betrayal, and destruction of protected land, you are sentenced to many years in prison. All your wealth is seized." The gavel struck. The courtroom fell silent. Weeks later, inside the cold prison cell, Kola sat in chains. Sadiq visited him one last time. "You chose speed instead of patience," Sadiq said quietly. "You chose money instead of brotherhood." Tears streamed down Kola's face. "Forgive me." Sadiq stood slowly. "I already did. But forgiveness does not cancel consequences." He walked away. Outside, Sadiq was welcomed as a hero. The forest was protected. The village healed. Inside the prison, Kola lived every day with one truth. He traded his brother for money. And the money destroyed him. Final moral message, for narration or closing scene. Greed promises comfort but delivers chains. And the betrayal of genuine loyalty is a debt even money cannot repay.